guys, so today we're going to be discussing the release and reveal of the Nissan 400Z, and we'll just discuss it as it goes. Yeah.
Keep going. Okay, back off a little bit. Go past us and you're going to overtake us.
And rep. Can.
Let's open it up. We're going to overpass you to overtake you now. Here we go. Roll camera.
Ready and action.
That intro was completely awesome, if I do say so myself. I could watch that over and over and over again. I think they nailed the cinematics of it, the nostalgia factor, and more so in that, like, I don't know if you hear the little chimes going on at the start. They kind of sound like almost like a little video game, retro nostalgic feel when they're going through the older fair ladies there.
Overtake you now. Here we go. Roll camera.
Ready and action.
It's completely awesome. I want one. So we see this guy coming down the stairs. He stops, he looks at the car. You can see, like, this moment right here is just for, like, those enthusiasts of cars, of, like, those purebred, like, you know, sports coupes and whatnot. He hops in, you know, instantly feels the car, and he absolutely just, like, you know, is, like, memorized by, like, everything. Like, oh, like, leather stitching, push to start. Yeah, like, you know, here we hear sound clips of the car. I don't think that's what the car is going to sound like. Like, it could be an edit of the car going through multiple tunnels and aero dams and everything like that in the factory, but when it's out in the open, obviously it can be highly interpreted in a vast different amount of ways of how the sound is produced. Yeah, but we'll continue on. Those exhaust tips seem a bit excessive. They almost look like anti-surge turbo intake, but maybe that's why it sounds so aggressive. It's just a little little engineering trick to make the exhaust note just sound a bit more screamish, like a lion. What can we expect from the 400Z? We can expect what they're promising, like a factory close to 400 horsepower. I'm not going to say it's bang on 400. They might even give us a little bit above and beyond. I think some numbers online were saying it could potentially give up to 475 horsepower. It features the V6 twin turbo VQ30. It's on the Skyline Infinity range, and you know, typical Nissan to always reuse parts and just try and keep them alive for as long as they can. Like even the chassis of the 400Z is deriving straight from the 370Z. So they try and, you know, not overspend when needed. Like, I mean, the chassis, the bodywork, ever since the original, you know, like they've just had that beautiful teardrop design that's just all perfectly weight distributed, perfectly for just throwing out that rear end. And yeah, like this is a nostalgic car. This is you know, for car enthusiasts. It's probably one of the last of its breeds, being a twin turbo, like petrol headed car, manual and everything. Like everything we see nowadays is, you know, electronic handbrakes and you know, it's all automated, and it's like trying to do it for you now. And like, you know, a lot of us car people, we don't like that. We like hands-on stuff. We like feeling the raw motor vibrations and noises, the pops, the bangs. Like some of these hybrids you get in 2021, like they're absolutely silent as like death itself. So interior of the car, the two-tone just makes me feel a bit, you know, questionable on their design tactics. Like it doesn't look horrible, but like at the same time, if it was just nice and clean, just all one color, nothing bright or vibrant, just neutral as, we would be happy. But with the color and the two-tone options on the interior, for a second-hand market, you might find this to be a bit of a setback on a certain model that you're trying to buy, just because you don't like the interior. So once again, just another thing to consider. As we can see in the interior, we have beautiful custom stitching, and it all looks like almost handmade. That could just be my eye, but you know, it looks well crafted in the sense of things. It's really nice to see the 400Z has, you know, a nice and classic lift-up handbrake, good for them skids. It would be horrible if it had one of those push lock and gauge, or even just a foot floor handbrake system. Some of the Infinity series Skylines have some of that stuff going on, and it's just terrible. We've also got a nice, you know, Android, Apple CarPlay, nav dash CD player thing. I personally hate these things because I'm a 90s boy. I love just my single DIN or my double DIN. We also have the amazing triple mid-dash cluster. This is like a Nissan signature. You get it on, like, you know, pretty much every Fairlady, and you also get it on, you know, some Silvias and some Skylines. It really adds that, I don't know, custom flair to your car. Like, we all love putting AFRs and oil temp and oil pressure sensors and gauges and whatnot in our cars, and some of these gauges are just like, you know, your basic volt gauge and your turbo speed, like things you don't really need to know. And that just makes me think that, like, hey, Nissan's like, here, just rip these out, put in what you need, and away you go. So it's quite nice to have that moved across from the previous generations and still living strong. But yeah, like, they've really created this car for people who love all those classic amenities. Like, they probably had a tough sell in the development side of this car to like higher ups and, you know, CEOs and everything, saying like, now we need to offer a manual transmission. It needs to have, you know, twin turbo. It needs to be competing with those slick ass cars that we started off creating in the 90s in the huge car bust market. So yeah, like, it's just I feel like Nissan singing us a song, saying like, this is for you guys, like, here you guys go. And honestly, as I said before, it's probably the last time we're going to see this, and this might be like a nice fair send for us. with a nice 6-speed twin turbo, beautiful platform for just tearing up corners and doing sick as burnouts with your tires and just showing off to your bros. I want one. We have a nice big digital speedo. The digital speedo is programmable and customizable. So to what that entails, I don't really know. Like, you might be able to change the color and whatnot, get some like rice points there. But you can change like what gauges show up. So if you want a boost gauge on your front speedo there, you can change that. You can have a big RPM. You might be able to change the style of how they look, make them more futuristic looking, more appealing to younger markets, older markets as such.
We'll continue on.
Those backlights inspired by, you know, like the 300ZX, you can almost feel a bit of S14 in them, but it's mostly from the Fairlady, you know, stretch. But being Nissan, you never know, a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. Seeing this kid's reaction is kind of like what we all like came from, all us car enthusiasts and everything. We always turn our heads. There's even memes about it where you're holding your girlfriend's hand and there's a car parked up behind and you just turn around and you're like, ooh. I am one of those people. I love seeing nice cars. If there was like an NSX down the road, I'd probably be all over it. I wouldn't want to leave. I'd be like a kid in a candy store. So there you have it, guys. That was the well, my reaction on the 400C reveal, and just some discussions and thoughts on what we saw. Please check out the full video in my channel. It shows various talks from various important people, and it gives you a lot more insight and detail into what we'll be getting in 2022. So if you like that and you like what you saw here, just feel free to give me a like, a subscribe, help my channel grow. Cool, thank you for watching. I want one.